What's good, everyone? This is RawTruth Media giving you the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like and share this video throughout all social media platforms. The NBA has a gold mine, and all they have to do is maximize the young talent. This is very important. If you only acquiesce to the veterans in the league and not the popularity of the young talent who has increased the popularity of the women's game, then the commissioner of the WNBA and everyone else has failed. Now, I don't think they would do that, listening to the interviews. But when I read these numbers, this is going to tell you what the WNBA has to do going forward to get that real money. Now, it may not be close to the NBA because that's a lot, but everything I'm going to explain is going to have clarity. First, the NBA. Do you know that the revenue of the NBA is $10 billion? The average salaries of the NBA is $9.6 million. The ticket prices, and this is the average ticket prices, around $94 to $100. The highest paid player is Steph Curry, $48 million per year. The average viewership is, and this is for regular season finals, that's 12.4 million. In attendance, the average attendance for the NBA is 17,000, over 17,000. Now for the WNBA, the revenue is $60 million. That's not a lot, especially for a league. You got 144 players. And you have staff members you have to pay, head coaches you have to pay, trainers, accommodations, flights. And don't forget, the owners want their cut too, because they're not trying to do this for cheap. And then the WNBA average salaries is $102,000. The ticket prices is $47. Now, the average salaries, I know that's the number that was posted because some players get paid high, and then there's a rookie wage scale. There's some players that are on rookie contracts getting paid in the 70,000s. But this is a total average I'm pointing out. The highest paid WNBA player is Jewel Lloyd, over $228,000. And an average viewership is 412,000 viewers. That's not enough for the WNBA. So a thing that I want the WNBA to do is to increase the revenue. This is a goal for this year, to $200 million. So when they do the next TV contract and then the next CBA, they have something to point to. $200 or more $1 million. That is a goal I want the WNBA to have. Now, the salaries that I want the WNBA to have, that's going to be dependent on them. If they're selling out stadiums, if they're getting merch paid for, because a lot of people on social media are talking, but not bringing solutions. They're not even paying for merch. They're all talk. There's only a few people really buying tickets, going to games, buying just everything about the WNBA. There are only a few people. Everybody else is just grifting and being a part of the wave. So for those who are complaining, this is your chance. Put up or shut up. Because if you're just talking about what you want to do right for the women's game and you're not just doing anything at all, that's part of the problem. But let me digress. What no one talks about is the WNBA. I've been hearing this, that they want a better CBA. The CBA they're on now is probably like a 80-20 deal where the players get 20%, the owners get 80%. That's just my guess. I don't see the WNBA getting a 50-50 deal. It's rare for leagues to do that. But if they want to shoot for a 60-40 deal, the owners get 60, they get 40, then they really got to get ratings, revenue. The revenue has to be at least $500 million, in my opinion, to get a 60-40 deal. So they got to get to work. If you look at Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and many others, they became millionaires before they even touched the WNBA basketball off sheer marketing, interviews. I listen to these young women do interviews. It's professional. It's not a lot of okay, none of that. It's fluent. So if the commissioner of WNBA and the team they have studies this and execute this to perfection, they'll get all they want. It may not take a year. It may take 3 years. But some good change is going to happen. Lastly, I want to say shout out to Angel Reese. She mentioned something on formerly known as Twitter, it's called X now, that when she went to the draft and talked to the players that were in this draft, they bonded. They talked about she mentioned that they talked about the competition and that they were all fiery. And the fact that she has to mention this, she didn't have to, but she wanted to clarify and just put that out there because people were saying that they was trying to start some beef saying that they didn't like each other. That's farther from the truth. These young women have been competing for years, not just college, but AAU. This is sports. Sports is going to be fiery. They're going to talk their trash. They're going to play with passion. You can tell a lot of people who are just tuning in to this sport, women's basketball, that is, they don't understand it. And I see it on both sides. A lot of people, when they dissect the game from these young stars, they're not going to the X's and O's. They're just going off emotion. So the new fan bases that are created now, it's pretty much a yin and a yang. It's a good and a bad. But you'd rather have that than no fans at all. So that comes with the territory. But expect to see buffoonery this season. Shout out to Angel Reese. My advice for Angel Reese going forward this season, what she has to do is just don't worry about what she's labeled by the certain media. Y'all know who they are. Play your game, develop. I want to see if she develops a jump shot. They may have to give her, meaning the general public, they got to give her a time because she's going to play the 4 position. When she was at LSU, she was the 5 position. So it's going to take her some time to adjust, but she'll contribute in some way because she hustles very well. And she even mentioned that she's excited to finally fully learn. Not to say Kim Mulkey's not a great coach, but she played her out of position. For Caitlin Clark, she's talented. I got no beef with her. I don't do this beef with players I don't know. She's a talented player, and she has some talented players on her team. They're just young. Aaliyah Boston is definitely going to benefit from her passes. I'm really excited for the growth of the game. The sleeper in this class, I've mentioned this on Twitter, Rakia Jackson. Look out for her. If she ever becomes a leading scorer in the WNBA, I would never be surprised. She's a 3-level scorer, mid-range, floater. She does it all. She's 6'2". She can play 4 positions. Very athletic, very strong, very crafty. Camila Cardoso. She's definitely going to contribute right away because there's not enough true 5s in the WNBA. And when you get somebody who's 6'7", that's very tall for a woman. And it's not like she's just tall for no reason. She runs up and down the court like a gazelle. She's just nimble. She has great hands. And when she even develops more post moves, she's going to be a problem. Cameron Brink, and I should have mentioned her name earlier. Cameron Brink, total package. If you didn't watch the Pac-12, she was all over the place, blocking 4 shots a game. She could shoot the 3. She's super athletic as long as the Sparks put her at the 4 position. Because the centers in the WNBA are very strong and tall. She'll be fine. I can go a full list of players, but I'll have all day. But you see the talent. So WNBA, maximize what you got. Either way, we're going to study how that WNBA transforms this whole thing, good or bad. I can't wait to see the final product. I encourage you all to, no matter what region you are, find a WNBA team and go to a game. The good thing about WNBA games, the tickets are not very expensive at all. But I can't wait to look at this league and what it truly can become for the present and the future. This is RawTruth Media, and I'm out.